not going to say it's done, but I got a lot of stuff done on the motor mounts today, so they'll look a lot better once they're all cleaned up, and then all that filler primer will fill up all these pinholes on these welds. You know, when I'm doing the filler primer, a lot of times I'll just take my hand and go like that and smear it, and then, you know, the second and third coat after it's sanded, it'll knock all that stuff out and make it look perfect. And then when we paint this frame, it'll look like glass. And then tomorrow, I think what I'm gonna do is start jamming on getting all these holes done up. Aaron was just here and we were talking. I think what we're gonna do is just plate all these holes, because I mean, there's so many of them. You know, like this stuff, I'm not gonna use none of these holes, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. I got some stuff I gotta do today. Tomorrow I got doctor's appointments and stuff, so tomorrow's gonna get all messed up, but oh well. Hit the subscribe button. Appreciate you guys watching. Later. All right, so I got this motor mount all welded up, and excuse me, all these holes that were here, what I did is I made some plates to go behind here. That way I can zip them up, every one of them. And look at it now. Look at the difference. Way smoother and nicer looking. Once that's all primed and sanded, it'll be beautiful. Hey guys, welcome to Outlaw Edge. So this morning what I got going on is I got this frame up on this jig that I built. Well, I didn't build it. What I did is I actually fixed it, put it all back together. This was, they used this at the Polaris dealership or the plant, and they would put the snow machines or snowmobiles on top of these, and then I guess motorcycles and everything else. But this was the crates that they packed them in, and then they also used them as dollies because they had wheels on the bottom, and I wouldn't even call them wheels. They were just chunks of round metal. They barely rolled. But I was talking to Glenn Ridd last night, NZ Mopar. If you haven't checked out our other channel, go check him out. He's doing a badass build on a 1925 Studebaker. So please go check out his channel and give him a subscription. You know, subscribe to his channel. And then also Mill Creek Fab Shop is doing a cool build right now. You guys got to check out on a three-wheeler that he's building. Go check his channel out. But last night I was talking to Glenn Ridd, and you can see inside those frame rails right here. And I'll flip the camera around in a minute and show you what I'm talking about. But when I was talking to Glenn, he was saying, what are you gonna do in there as far as primer? I didn't even think about that until he said that. I was like, crap, I almost have those pieces built where I'm gonna be welding those on. So I need to figure out something. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this cleaned out really good. I'm gonna blow it out with air, and I'll make sure to put safety glasses and earplugs, and I'm gonna wear a respirator because it's really dusty, really rusty, and really nasty. And then when I get everything blown out, what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna, I have an attachment on my wire brush, and you know, so it extends it out a couple feet so I can run it through things, and I'll kind of clean all this stuff up. Excuse me. And then as soon as I'm done, I'll blast it with the rust proofing. I don't have weld through primer, but I do have some different primers in a can, and that's all I'm gonna use on this because that's what I got. I'm not gonna go and load up my spray gun and spend 2 hours trying to, you know, mix primers and all this crap and take this over to the body shop or whatever. It's basically just to keep it from rusting. And then the bare metal spots and whatever, I don't know if I'll do those right now, but because as soon as this frame is done, it'll go straight over to the body shop and get painted. But I want to get those pieces welded on, and so I figured what I was going to do is I'm going to just hook up the camera or set up the camera today on the tripod and let you guys watch what I'm doing. That way I don't have to explain everything, and you know, if you guys got any questions, any comments, just leave them down below. Please subscribe to my channel too. I noticed there's like 80%, I think is what Heidi was saying, 80% of the people that watch our channel and comment and whatever, they still haven't subscribed to our channel. And when you guys subscribe to our channel, it makes it where we can, you know, we have more revenue that comes in, you know, and then what happens is we can do more cool stuff and buy more tools and do all that neat stuff that you guys want to watch us do, like go on, you know, I almost said field trips, go on road trips and stuff. And man, somebody's here already. Oh, I get sick of people coming to this shop. But anyways, I'm gonna ignore them and I'm gonna keep talking to you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all blown out. I'll set up the tripod so you guys can see what I'm doing. And actually I'm gonna flip it around and I'll show you something real quick. I was being a dumbass and I had the camera the wrong way a second ago. I don't want to film my ugly ass. So I got to take my plasma cutter and cut pieces out for these here. make little slugs so I could weld these all up. They're non-existent now. I don't need them. These holes that I have with the yellow marker, those I do need. This one I've already filled up. This is a body mount. This one's staying, it's a shock mount, which I don't know what I'm gonna do with my airbags because I might run air shocks, I'm not sure yet. And then like holes like this gotta stay, but I didn't mark them because it's real greasy right there. When I put that degreaser on there, I'll mark those. These can get welded up, so I might do those today. Just going through and blasting all these holes, like this stuff you see that's ground down, that's gotta get welded up. These gotta get welded. I already welded all these ones on the top of the frame. The ones with the yellow do not get welded up, and then this one does get welded up. This gets welded up. But anyways, enough of that. Here's that dolly that I ended up fixing, and it's super stout. Like, it doesn't wiggle or nothing, like when you're messing around with it, and it's really strong. And this frame is pretty light, so I put this up here by myself. I just stuck the front up there and then ran a clamp, brought it up and took some 1x1 tubing and clamped it down. Worked out great. So it's nice and stout on there, and now I'm not working down on the ground because that sucks. And then if I need help, I'll get Aaron over here to help me pull this off, flip it, put it upside down back on that frame table or whatever you want to call this dolly. But I'm gonna go ahead and hook the camera up and just start blasting some of this rust and dirt and crap out of here. But like I said, you know, if you guys are doing really rusty stuff, please wear a mask. All right, so this was in bare metal, so I wiped that down and sprayed it, and then sprayed the inside of the frame rail so that when I cover it and weld it up, it'll be, you know, painted on the inside or whatever, so stop the rust. But you can see where I put this plate on here, and just by grabbing this side right here, you can actually flex this frame right here a little bit. You know, because these are not real strong frames. It's a, what the hell is it, 77 Oldsmobile chassis. And or like DG Retro Customs calls it a chassis. But you can see where I put the little half round circle here and here, and then I'm plating that whole frame, and then from there down it goes from like 1 inch all the way up to like 2.5 inch right here, but it's got like a little kick on it. So that's the piece I'm building now, and then that'll get plated, lapped, and welded, and that'll make it nice and solid. And then that also incorporated this cross member, because the other cross member that was in here stock for the car was bolted on. Well, this is welded on. Well, I had a concern, and I'm sorry, I can't remember who. I mean, I answer so many questions during the day on YouTube, it's crazy. I can't remember who asked me it, but one of our subscribers on YouTube, and I really appreciated him, you know, the concern and everything. He was asking, he says, you know, now that you have that cross member welded in, you can't take it out. How are you going to pull the transmission and motor out? Well, I was telling him, you know, we have this car set up so that we could disconnect the wiring harness, the fuel line, steering column, and just pull the body off. 6 bolts or whatever it is, 8 bolts, pulls the whole body off. But also, you can pull the bolt out of the bottom of the transmission with a jack underneath the car, and then you pull the the little puck off there, which is your mount, your rear mount, undo the 2 motor mounts, and the whole motor and transmission comes out together. And it's super simple. I made that jig so I can take that out too. So I can either pull the motor and transmission if I need to, or I can pull the body off if there's an emergency or something happens to the car where I gotta fix it or whatever. But I appreciate you guys asking questions like that, you know. But what I'm doing right now is I'm welding this in like 1.5 inch, 2 inch increments, and then letting it cool. And then this right here will be cut, brought in, and then re-welded, and then this will get patched up. And then, like I said, the motor mounts and all that stuff are done. The other concern was that somebody was saying that those are going to be weak. Nah, I guarantee you those are not weak. They have 1/4 inch solid steel plate welded to the frame on both sides. So those are, you know, boxed to the frame with gussets, and then hidden over the top of that, it hides everything else. Those are boxed in with 1/8 inch solid plate all the way around. Well, that's welded completely on the bottom, top, everything, and it's super strong. You could take a sledgehammer and smack that thing and you wouldn't move it. Lots more plating to do on the sides of the frame rails and stuff. Lots of sanding, grinding, cleaning, and it's just a mess. But you know, the frame, it was donated to us, it was free, and I appreciate it, you know. I mean, I'm not gonna bitch about it. This is something that I wanted to use because the airbags and everything is readily available for this car, so it's easy to get parts for this. So I could set this up with the airbags and set up, you know, and then all the parts and brakes and everything else. So if something happens, you know, and you're parked on the side of the road and you have to go to O'Reilly's or something to pick up a part, or AutoZone or Kragen's or whatever the hell, you know, you go to pick up a part for the car, it's going to be easily, you know, really readily available. So you can pick up the part and instead of having to put the car on a trailer and tow it back to your shop, you know, however far away you are. Because, you know, when you have a lot of aftermarket parts on this thing, it's not something that you're going to be carrying around with you, and that's going to be something that's going to bite you in the ass if something breaks. But enough rambling on, because I don't want you know, because we had some rude asshole on here the other night that was whining and pissing and moaning, saying that I just like to hear myself talk. Well, you know what, prick, it's my channel. I can talk if I want. You guys don't want to listen, you can go to another channel. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel, though. You know, the ones that come on here and don't whine and enjoy the channel, that's what it's for. I appreciate that. But I'm gonna go ahead and keep welding. I'm gonna get that piece built, and then when I start welding this side over here, I'll turn the camera back on or something. We'll see what happens. Well, that wasn't fun. I just flipped this thing over by myself. It's not real heavy, but it's just awkward, and it wants to take off and slide all over the place. And it tried to slide off the table a minute ago, and you can see the big scratch marks where the front hit right here. Just got to be careful. I wore gloves because everything's so crusty, rusty. I don't want to get tetanus from that crap. But you see, I almost used like all the clamps that I own, just or not clamps, but vice grips, to get this all clamped down so I can start welding. Got a little bit of trimming to do, but I'm gonna go ahead and get that welded up. Well, I'm gonna call that a night. I'm freaking beat. It's starting to get dark right now, so I'm gonna go home and have some dinner. And I got all that stuff spot welded in, so the panels are put up on there. So one side's cut and welded, well, not welded, but spot welded. You know, I put some nice big fatty welds on there. And then it'll look nice once it gets flipped over. You can't even see it right here. So, but anyways, and then I made it where it kind of follows that contour on the frame. Added a little piece here and pulled that out. I think it looks a lot better. Lots more welding to do tomorrow. Cutting, grinding, welding, whatever. But we'll see what happens. Get your hand out of the way, dummy. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here, you guys. I'm gonna call that a night. I'm gonna probably load this video. I don't think there's much more that I want to do tonight. So I'm gonna just go ahead and load this video so it's not a real long video because there's a couple days of working here. And I'll get that loaded tonight, and then maybe tomorrow I'll turn the camera on again if I'm in this shop. Might be over in the body shop tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. I'll let you guys know. If I am, I'll do some filming over there if I get a chance. Got a bunch of videos to load and put up and whatever, so we'll see what happens. But I appreciate you guys watching the channel. Appreciate all the support. Please hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time. So I'm capping that whole section all the way back. But you see that kick out right there. I just made this so it copies that so that it flows into the frame or whatever. So that whole frame rail is done now. So it turned out pretty trick. That'll make that frame way stronger. And I like how that piece there turned out. It looks pretty good. All right, well, I made it out of the pizza coma. Frame's flipped over. And I'm gonna get back on this side now, so. And I think I already showed you guys what I did here. So I made these pieces and then welded this all solid so it's nice and smooth through here. And you can see that gap right there. That's what I'm working on right now.
You cut this out?
Yep.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
You cut that? No, that's not even the same steel. That's new steel.
No, that's the same stuff. That's what I cut.
I was talking about right here where you cut right.
Oh, no. That's the piece that I put inside here.
Okay.
That's cut off of that. That was the leftover.
I gotcha.
So what I did is I bring it up like this and then put a couple spot welds and then I just take my grinder and cut right through here and cut all this off.
Oh.
And then cut the welds off after I put a couple more welds on and then go back and trim that down and then weld it all up.
Pretty special.
Special. That's why they call me special. All right, well, I don't want to bore you guys, so I'm gonna get back after this thing. Try to get this side to look like that side, or that side to look like this side, or something like that. But it's getting there. Damn, it's a lot of work. Freaking welding for days. I've been doing this for 3 days.
But you could let me weld. I'll weld.
You want to weld?
Yeah, I'd love to.
I'll get a spot weld and you can weld the damn thing up then. Since you're a professional welder.
Dang straight. I get to wear the fancy sleeves.
No, nobody wears a fancy sleeves. I wear the fancy sleeves around this house.
True story.
When you let me.
No, you wear the fancy sleeves.
All right, come on.
I'll wear the pants. You can wear the fancy sleeves.
What's the, how do you say it? The outro or intro or outro or whatever it's called? The outro.
I don't know. Thanks for watching.
Come on, give them the thumbs up. Oh my God, so I just had like this giant pizza she brought home for me for lunch.
Like that thick.
Oh my God, it was huge.
That thick.
So I got my awesome helper here. So what we're doing next, we're gonna flip the frame over. I've been doing it by myself the last couple days, flipping it over, and all this crap. And it's kind of kicking my ass. And I'm ready to weld the bottom part. And since I ate so much pizza, I'm gonna put her to work. She's gonna help out. And she's got a bum leg and a bum back and a bum elbow
No, like right now it's just a shoulder.
and a shoulder and a.
Okay, yes. I need clear instructions, please. Clear, not Claire, clear.
Clear instructions. So.
This should be interesting.
Yeah.
You were doing this by yourself.
Yep.
Don't like Christmas.
I've already flipped it.
I'm all here.
One,
La, 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 la.
either like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, wow. It's looking really good though. I don't want to take it. It looks really
Yeah.
fabulous.
Yeah, this is all down.
I gotta roll the frame up. Look at that, I picked up the whole car.
So, this,
You gotta wait.
this way, it's gonna want to slide off the table. That's what I don't want it to go get the table like you did what I was trying to do right here.
Oh, okay.
So this is the heaviest part of the front, so I'll grab that, and if you want to grab that part, and then we're just gonna go off the dolly, and then it's gonna want to tip.
Okay.
And when it starts to tip, we're gonna keep it from doing that. I don't want it to slam down on the ground.
All right.
Don't try to pick it up. Just drag it, okay? All right, stop. All right, hold on a second.
I ready my next hole.
I always take care of my
Watch the
holes.
tail.
Yeah. How did I do this by myself? I wasn't full of pizzas. What?
That's enough. So I gotta watch out for the rear end.
See, I want to weld all that, so
Oh, right.
to get that up.
Okay.
Hey, you making me look bad. Okay, this is the part that'll get you right here. When we go to lift this right here, it's going to shoot out like this.
Okay.
So I think you're best where you're at, like that.
Do you want to grab the bottom one?
Yeah, I just go on that side. Just don't let it slide off the dolly. The dolly won't go nowhere though.
The dolly? Okay.
Ready?
Sure? Yeah.
All right, hold on, slow down.
All right. Now I was holding in the air. Okay. This way or?
Go, you're good. Let go. There you go. That's it.
Really?
That's
You
it.
don't have to wedge it or nothing?
No, I can see I made it where it clamps down to this.
Oh, look at that.
So I love this table. Sweet.
Aren't you glad I got that for free from my friend? What else do you want me to carry around your boat?
Not me.